Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Ooh.
We're all together again. It's so exciting.
Yay.
Yes.
And let me tell you, when you go a week without messing around with all the buttons here in the streaming software, you get a little rusty, and it takes a minute to get things started. So we gotta get those chops going again. Well, it's good to see everybody. It's Tuesday. You know what time it is. Time for another Rive live stream. Yeah, we're back from GDC. That was a
Yep.
fun
How-
time.
How was going? How was GDC? Was
Big.
the important question was karaoke or not?
Yeah, karaoke did not happen. We didn't really get too much time after the conference. I mean, it was like, we're at the conference all day, and then we go out for dinner, and then it's next thing you know, it's 9:00, and we got to do it all over again. And most of us were on a time difference, so it was like by 9:00, dude, I was
yeah.
so ready for bed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But beers were had. We did a little bit of impromptu karaoke in this great little Mexican restaurant. I think it was like the Garage.
The garage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice restaurant. Yeah.
Mhm. Very
Good.
cool.
Yeah.
Had some California burritos, which I don't know where California decided to start putting French fries in their burritos, but hey, listen, that was a great idea.
Is this logic that burritos are great, French fries are great? If you mix it has to be great.
Yeah.
Both are great.
It's like chocolate and peanut butter, you know? They go together. It's a match made in wherever.
It's double great.
Well, we are back to the regularly scheduled program now. So let's start off with some recap. So we were out, and you guys got a double dose of creative sessions last week. So let's talk a little bit about those. Pedro, how was your creative session last week?
I was talking about animation as just as an animator, how you can use, for example, timing and spacing and a few tricks. I can share the screen with the sample we made.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
For example, it's here, I think. Okay. Share screen. Right, editor, here it is. Okay. Okay, I'm sharing.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, we made these simple examples that are used when you are learning animation. For example, the pendulum. Here it is, and we learn how the spacing works, so you have the feeling of weight, and how to use the interpolation panel so you can adjust that spacing to make it more weighted on the sides. Then we made the bouncing ball, another animation classic, with the same principle. And in the end, we made this little character that just move from left to right, and we add, here it is, a little anticipation, so the movement has more contrast and it's more interesting. A little follow through at the end, and we use squash and stretch to make it more interesting in the anticipation and the follow through. So we learn like a few tricks just to go from just moving things to animating those things. That is the important thing when you are learning to animate. The difference between just moving and animating, when you have an intention in the movement and you are in control of the movement, because move things with software is very easy. It's just put in keyframes and that's it. But when you understand that by using the interpolation, you can adjust the spacing, and using that kind of tricks like anticipation, you have a very way more interesting animation at the end that just a simple movement.
Yeah, I thought it was a great live stream.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch that. Might get a little something out of there. We're also going to put that in the Rive for Beginners playlist so that anyone who wants to watch that can see it, and it's easy to find. Michael, you also had a creative session last week.
Yeah, so last week Pedro played the teacher at the front of the class teaching, and I played the kid in the back scribbling on the back of his homework. So, yeah, let's go ahead and which is already being shared. So I just wanted to do a little continuation of a project I had been working on, or had worked on a couple weeks ago. So I just wanted to make a little loop and then kind of enhance it with nested artboards. So yeah, this was kind of a simple exercise, but a lot of fun. So just using some trim paths and some really basic animation. And then we took that over to another artboard, nested it, and what's going on here?
The background.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We need to hide our background. That's why I had this hidden before. All right, here we go. There we go. Now we're working. Okay, so this little animation.
Whoa.
And then we took this to another artboard, and we just added a little bit of interactivity to it, so you can adjust the speed of it.
Whoa!
I thought it was just a fun, like,
amazing,
a fun little experiment in just offsetting. So I ended up using nested artboards and offset the time percentage. So yeah, fun little thing, which hopefully at some point this will be, at least creating this little dotted path will be a little easier at some point in the future. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I hope to do a few more of these things. They're just kind of fun little experiments, and I think it just like goes from oh, that's kind of interesting to, oh, that's really cool, like once you get those nested artboards stacked and offset. So
this reminds me of those, like, you know how all the light displays and stuff at like the Olympics and at Christmas are all done with like the drones now? That's what this reminds me of. Well, good job, y'all. So that was last week's creative session. So the streaming schedule for this week, obviously most of y'all made it to the Rive live stream because we have those every week. We also have a creative session tomorrow. As of right now, it's super, super, super secret. But it will be at the same time tomorrow. Well, it might be at the same time. I don't know. We'll post a tweet. Watch for Discord. GDC kind of threw off our schedule a little bit, but there should be a creative session tomorrow. No workshop this week. We will have one next week, as well as another creative session. So that's the live streaming schedule. Let's talk about upcoming things, editor things. So we didn't really have many releases outside of, I think, bug fixes and stuff last week, but we've got some. Oh, listen, these descriptions could get even more hyperbolic. This is this week's creative session. It's going to be the best. Okay. But many people are saying that this is going to be the best creative session that you've ever seen. I can keep going. But as far as things coming out, these are going to be the best things that you've ever seen. So if you didn't hear, and if you're on Twitter or Discord, I don't know how you wouldn't have. The Rive renderer, we're putting out an early preview of that. If you want to know more about the Rive renderer and all the benefits, we've got a couple things here. First of all, there's a Twitter thread posted by Guido, and of course, I wouldn't have that one prepared. Is it? We're going to get there.
So I always feel like there's a bunch of adults driving the bus. Well, Robert's driving the bus.
Oh,
there's
gosh.
a bunch of adults that could help drive the bus, but we just wait for you to.
Yeah.
Like, you got it. You got this.
I don't know. I'm adult. I should have this. Okay, so here's the Twitter thread if you'd like to learn about all the different benefits, but just some of the high-level benefits. This is a crazy vector renderer. So you're going to see performance enhancements all over the place. So you can have as many, well, I say as many vectors as you want. I'm sure there's a limit. It's hard to find it right now. But you're going to see FPS and performance increases no matter where you use it, as long as you're using the Rive renderer. Eventually, it's going to come to the Rive editor. And the main thing that I want to remind everybody is this is going to unlock a lot of those features that are really popular, like blurs, drop shadows, dash strokes, a lot of that stuff. The Rive renderer is not released yet. That is like the big focus right now, is getting that released and getting that put out there. If you want to actually see a lot of this stuff live demoed, while we were at GDC, Chris Dalton, our amazing renderer guy, actually did a presentation at the WebGL and WebGPU meetup. It was actually really interesting. It was a cool demo to actually see, because I've never seen like the comparisons like that in live, and so seeing it all out there was really cool.
Yeah, I want to say that this demo of this game, all the elements you see in the demo is vector, making in Rive, and the text you see almost is in Rive. Is the text we are working on. It's dynamically, so in the game you can see how change the words and all this. You can see in the video how smooth is. There's a lot of zombies moving and the parts and all this. So this is the power of this new render. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great that you mentioned that, because even though we've been working on the game to show off the renderer, through working on the game, there was a number of features that actually got pushed forward. So things like text. Text right now is on somewhere in between soon and soon. Again, the game actually pushed that forward quite a bit. So hopefully we'll be seeing text sooner than soon. The other thing that got pushed forward with this whole game thing is solos. So solos are being worked on right now. If you're not familiar with what solos are, JC, you want to kind of explain solos?
Yeah, right now we don't have a good system for the skin, for change the different part. In this case, for the zombie, for example, of change the different part of the zombie to create different zombies. Solo is one tool we had in Flare in the other tool that let you change using a toggle change between different elements. Can be image, can be vectors, but this is the idea. So this way you can create, for example, a character, and using Solo you can create a different skin and easily change between the different parts. Not only a character, you can create other kind of animation or elements, and if you need change some part, you can use Solo. In fact, I remember one animation I did of a character where in this character I create the different views of the character, from, side, back, and using solos I can change of the view of the character. I had a different rig, and using solo I can change the front, the back, the side, and animate. So this is the idea about solo.
Yeah, the solo thing is really exciting because you can actually nest rigs within the solos. So you can have multiple different rigs that switch out as you switch through your solos.
Yeah.
And do you just key those on and off with like a hold keyframe? Is that?
That's what it. Yeah. So it's little
basically what you do.
buttons in they'll appear in your. Well, the previous iteration appeared in the hierarchy. I don't know if these are going to appear in the inspector or not.
I don't sure yet. But I think it's similar. Yeah.
It'll be just like keying your draw order, where you hit the little button and it sets a hold key for you. And,
exactly. It's similar to exactly to draw order.
So you could have, for example, a library of mouse and change the mouse with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot of talk about, just to get to this, we usually go through the questions at the end, but just to get to this, there's a lot of talk about dashed strokes in the chat. We do not have dash strokes yet. We will add dash strokes eventually, But the first thing that's got to land is the renderer. When the renderer gets into the editor, then we'll be able to add all of the different effects and stuff that we've talked about, dash strokes, drop shadows, blurs, all that kind of stuff. You can make dash strokes, but you have to use trim path right now. So just to add clarification to that. And the last thing that's in progress is there's improvements being made to copy and paste. So hopefully those will land soon. We still need to do some testing on that and make sure everything's good before we actually release it. So lots of big things coming, lots of things on the Suno meter, and I'm sure we will talk more about those, and we'll let you know as soon as those hit the app. Okay. So that's all the fun new stuff coming out. Let's take a look at some community animations. So I pulled up a couple community animations this morning. Let me go ahead and grab these. Blup, 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 blup. All right, now is the process of sharing the screen, which is always super easy. There we go. So this one is from Dark Curve Studios, which I'm not actually sharing yet. There we go. Now we're sharing. This is a cool little drag and drop interaction. I really like the artwork in this. It's kind of like, I don't know, like that 80s futuristic sci-fi look.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one's really cool. And I think it's already been implemented into their app, which is always fun to see. I need to hit this with a little like. So good job on this one. Let's keep going here. Let's see that button. What else we got? Oh, here's one from Jeff. This was a commission, I believe, that Jeff McAvoy did. Here we go. And the reason I really like this one is they've obviously been watching some of those mesh tutorials. Here we go. I didn't add it to the screen yet. Here we go.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one's really cool. Anybody want to guess whether or not this was AI generated or actually painted? Because I don't know.
Zoom in on that hand. I can't.
Oh, that's a
quite...
good. That's a good. I'm gonna face.
Although I think it sounds like that's gotten a lot better with the latest iteration of Midjourney, so can't really.
What happens? What happens with the hands?
It just
art?
It looks like a bowl of spaghetti most of the time. That's the best way to describe it. Like it just can't. I don't know what it is, and people are like speculating that it was all like, oh, they did this intentionally, like for some reason, but I don't. I just don't know how you can get a face like almost perfect, and then hands are just like a mangled, like intertwined mess of noodles. Yeah,
the hands and the feet actually look spot on this one, so I would be willing to bet that this was actually painted. Yeah. And that, for anybody who's wondering, that is the secret of spotting fake AI artwork. Did y'all see the image of the Pope in the big goofy white jacket? Yeah. A lot of people were like, "Oh, look at his ear; it's blurry." Like, dude, just look at his hand. It looks like a little baby hand. Like it's not right.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was real.
Dude, always check the hands. The hand check
now I know.
Is like, well, yeah, the hand check is the most important part. But anyways, great job, Jeff. This is a really cool parallaxing effect. Really great job on your meshes. So we always look forward to seeing what else you have to share. We got a couple more here. This one is from, I'm just going to go with the first name because that's really easy to say. Igor. For anybody who enjoys tossing a coin to your Witcher, they are working on a Witcher rig, which looks really cool. I don't know if this is for a game or something like that, but I think they did a really great job setting up the rig here.
I think this artist has done a lot of stuff in Defold, actually.
Oh, interesting.
I think they did a lot of art for a game that I don't know if it's like Defold's kind of like the one they market as what you can do, but yeah, I'm really excited to see like people like this who have experience in I like Spine or other tools like that start to play around in Rive.
Yeah. This kind of looks like something that would be in Darkest Dungeon. I don't know if anybody's played that. Yeah, this is like a Darkest Dungeon reenactment or whatever you would call for The Witcher. Anyways, great job, Igor. We'll keep an eye out to see what else you have in the future. And last one, this one's actually kind of interesting because this one goes a little bit away from what we've been looking at, which is kind of like character rigging stuff. And this one's mostly really cool interaction. I could, anyways, I'm not even gonna. So it's a currency converter. So it can convert your currency. It's got a nice little. Yep. Again, thank you, Michael, for getting that on there for me. It can convert your currency. It's got a nice little effect whenever you tap. Set up fully with listeners. This is a really good example of using the state machine and the listeners. So if you want an example to check out, this is definitely one to check out. And I'm going to give that a little fire. All right. Well, that's all we got for community animations today. Let's go through and start digging into these questions because we actually have a lot of them today. Let's see. Okay, here's one. Is it possible to use After Effects files on Rive?
Kind of. If you can export it as a Lottie, you kind of can.
Yeah.
But that would be the way. That's the way.
Yeah, but for me, in general, it's not a good idea. I mean, in After Effects, not all the thing is support for Lottie, so yeah, you have some limitation for that. If you want to create an animation After Effects and using in Rive, maybe it's more complicated to do that because some limitation you have in the Lottie size, and when you import to Rive, Lottie normally generate a lot of keys and elements that you don't need. So if you want to a file that the size is small and this is always is better creating Rive directly. But yeah, with using Lottie you can do something. Yeah.
Could be a good starting point, but I think building things from scratch is usually gonna give you the best
I mean,
results in the end.
if you have a lot of animation in After Effects on Lottie, you can import and try to clean some parts and fix in some cases.
Yeah, I know. Laura had done quite a few of her. She had a lot of animations that she had in After Effects and was bringing in and adding like a state machine to it. So it's like I think, like everybody said, it's not the ideal path or solution, but if you do have things that you wanted to get in, that would be the way to do it. But yeah, other than that, just build it in Rive. That's what I think we would recommend, as if possible. Just do it.
The thing is, I always say that because for me it's interesting. If you want to a small file with the optimized animation, when you create in Rive, you control for example, the number of vertices you use. You control the number of keys you use. You can use bond. You can use control to generate a less number of keys, and that way your file is more have a better optimization and work better in the time. For me, this is important in Rive, not to understand this reason.
Yeah, and you also get a more manageable hierarchy.
Exactly.
Because sometimes when they come out of After Effects, you have a lot of like nested groups and things like that. It's just
sometimes to find the shape you need open 20 groups. And it's crazy sometimes, but.
All right, next question from Ivan. Hey, Ivan. Haven't seen you in a while. Actually, I think we saw you last week. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I have a little question. Can I create a character animation in Rive and integrate it into Unity? And can I control this animation from Unity? Pedro?
Yes.
Have you been messing with this?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, no. I know. It's because I was saying another question similar to that. For Unity, I have not seen anything yet. I think the testing we made was Gordon.
Mm,
This
Perhaps.
is the through Noesis. You can integrate
Yeah.
it.
that was
Yes.
the UI. Does it? I don't think it works with characters yet, does it?
Oh yeah, it has to be all vector based for now.
But you could put a character through
Yeah.
Noesis to add into Unity.
Like if you design and rig the character in
All
Rive.
vector. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then there you go. You could get into Unity through Noesis.
Yeah, we had a tutorial for building some like heads-up display UI elements. But as long as your thing is all in vector, you can control the state machine inputs through Noesis GUI, which is a plugin for Unity on Unreal, and that way you kind of have your plugin to Unity there, and then you can data bind to whatever you need to in your Unity app.
And eventually we will have our own runtimes for Unity and Unreal that'll make adding characters and things like that a whole lot easier. But yeah, you should be able to do all that. What is this in the chat here? Oh yeah, okay. Yep, that's a good thing to share. Yeah, if you're curious on how that works, here is a link to a YouTube video that we created last week to show you how to actually integrate those things.
I saw that comment from Braswell that says I'm here because of the integration with default.
Yeah, you've been working a lot with that, haven't you?
Yes, is the one I'm saying. I can show you a little video if you want, because I have been testing a little bit this. And
yeah, let's take a look. I'd love to see it.
Here, for example, I have here. Okay, I'm going to move that. I have this character that I have made in Rive, and I have made like the stage, the walk, and here the chain of direction. If I show the jam, is not showing anything because it's just doing this. Because at the beginning I animated the jam, I didn't thought about the idea is that the code makes the jam.
Okay, yeah.
And here is a video. And this is the character working on default. You can move with the keys, and the animation integrated in the default in one of their templates. So it works really well. They are working on the render because they have to fix a few things, but I think it's almost there. So I guess in the next release it's going to be okay for working and doing things. In this case, the character is all bitmaps because they work better because vector right now in default the render is I suppose is slow or not that fast, so it works better with the bitmaps. I guess with the new render, it's going to be really amazing when they have that. But you can start using that because, as you can see, it works.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about all the different runtimes for the game engines once we get them is that so like in Unity, what you used to have to do is make all your animations and then control the characters. Like they basically had a state machine, or they have a state machine called the mechanism, and so you'd have to set it all up in there. But you wouldn't be able to see how any of your animations were actually mixing together using the mechanism until you got it working and you tied it to controls or whatever. But with our state machine, you'll be able to see all that before you even stick it in to the and you won't even have to use the mechanism. I think this kind of replaces that.
It's very. I was going to say comfortable.
Oh yeah.
I don't know is the work, but it's great to be able to animate and make the change in the animation because as in the, for example, in this fall, is like you can use the state machine. You are just saying go to this state or another state, and it's so great to just to focus on animation and make it mix in a great way. And it's just that later in the people that are coding the game doesn't need to adjust that animation to be the same that you have made. Is a great way to make separate tasks in an easy way, I think. Yes.
Let's see. I'm trying to parse through all this stuff. Very active chat today. Let's see. Oh, one thing about this is a question about solos. So we'll be able to change the visuals and keep the animations. Yeah, because the solos are just changing out your skins or your bones. So if, let's say, you have an animation that is, I don't know, like a side walk cycle, and it's playing, and then in design mode you change your solo to something else, you'll see the character in a different pose, and you won't see that animation playing unless you've keyed the solo on that animation. We're gonna have tutorials. It'll be very clear when we're not speaking in like the ethereal and stuff like that. Xander, I think you're gonna like it. Just trust me on this one.
Is this kind of thing that is easy to show that to tell?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's
exactly. This is one of those things that when I saw JC, when you had that character that had all the different positions, that's when solos actually clicked for me. It was really cool. Let's see. Any collab with Figma?
No, we've chatted with them a couple times, but they're excited about Rive, but I don't think there's anything right now. I mean, if anything's going on, it's behind the scenes, and but yeah, we definitely chatted with them. So we'll see. Maybe down the road something will happen, but as of now, nothing planned.
Yeah.
I wonder how I can make an effect in Rive like wave warp and After Effects to animated.png waving. My first thought is to make a mesh and animate it step by step, but is there any better idea?
Yeah, it's not a direct way like After Effects that you apply the effect and that's it. And in Rive right now, you can create a rig to simulate this thing. Yeah. But yeah, you need to build a specific rig for that using bonds. If you use an image, you can create a mesh using some bonds, control some constraint maybe, and you create a rig for that. But yeah, this is not the way like After Effects for now.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what the wave warp is, but like I'm guessing you could have. Well, yeah, there's some things you can probably do, but others that you can't. Like if you had a character in After Effects and then you put a wave warp on top of it, and then had a walking animation going behind it, I don't think you could pull off anything like that.
Exactly, something like this. No, because if you want to use, for example, a flag, something like this, that the effect is something similar. Yeah, you can create a rig to control that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like After Effects where you can apply the effect wherever you have and you control how is the curve of the wave. Yeah.
Let's see. I am just jumping in, so sorry if this was already covered. No sweat. I know that AI generation is spread over many mediums lately. Are you thinking about using AI generation to generate designs or anything like that? I mean, we've internally talked about AI. I don't know if anything's going to come of that. But in general, I think I've used AI to generate images just to have something to animate.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah, for me, independent of Rive or whatever, for me, I create content, so I don't like use AI because it's what I like to do. But in fact, it's a new tool.
Yeah.
It's a powerful tool. So if I need to use, I use. It's no. For me, it's not a big problem. It's a other tool to create more things. I like create for me, but if I want to use, I need to use for something. It's no problem for me. And if in the future we need to use to add Rive or because it's something that everybody want to use, you can do that. Is the future or not? But yeah, depend on that.
Yeah.
Especially getting vector stuff. I think what AI is good at is giving you ideas, but your final assets and stuff like that, even what you get out of those AI tools, you're gonna have to rework it and set it up.
Yeah, this is I agree because when you create something to animate, for example, a character or whatever, you can draw, you can create some ideas, some sketches, but the final asset you need work the different parts because you need design these different parts in a way, in a concrete way to use in Rive. So yeah, this is more work in that way.
Yeah, I think it's a tough question because you're talking to a lot of like not only animators but illustrators as well in this chat. So like I want to do the fun illustration part. I want AI to do auto like rigging or not necessarily. Yeah, I want AI to auto rig stuff. I want AI to do all the stuff I don't want to do. So I think there's like depending on who you talk to, like I want it to do auto weighting for I want it to detect that I've got a face and it can, start me out with weighting the face for meshing and all that. So those are the things I would like AI to do.
Yeah.
Like I still want to draw and paint and make characters and stuff like that. So it's just, that's my area. So I don't want it.
Yeah. I want AI to clean my house, to go to the supermarket, all this part that I don't want to do it. Yeah. But the fun part to create things, that part where you can discover when you create something and you change something, you change the color or whatever, and you discover something new. This feeling is because I love this job. Because when you final the day, you see, oh man, I create this, following all these steps. I'm wrong here, have a good idea here, and finally I have this cool design or whatever. So yeah, this is only for me. I don't want it for other machines. For me, it's my life. So yeah.
Yes. I think it's a great tool. The only problem we are going to have is we are going to see a lot of bad uses of that technology.
Yeah.
Because always we have a new great technology. The first thing we try to do is the worst thing we can do with that. I mean, the social media is a great example of that. It's a great idea, but it has a lot of
it can be something very bad. Yeah.
Yes, but as a tool is for me the example I think always about this is in animation you can put the color only in one frame and color all the scene. For me that would be great. It's like I have 200 frames to color, and I had only to say, okay, this is the first frame. Please color that. For that kind of stuff, I think it's going to be great. And the ones that resize image, that you have a very poor image and you can put that in 4K, for example, I think that's amazing. It's great stuff too. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in previous versions of Rive, we did have, I don't know if you'd call it AI, but there was auto generation from mesh. But when you start doing that, just like with, AI and the hands, like we talked about before, where it can give you something to work with, but it's not going to be the final product that you use. We had that before, but it gave you 6 billion mesh points. And I think even Spine's auto mesh, like
Yeah.
when you get to the point where you're comfortable meshing, it's always better to generate your own mesh.
I know. I think this has been this whole discussion around AI has been. It's like that to me. It's reminiscent of the NFT thing when it came out. It was like polarizing, but I guess I liken it to some so as an artist. I'll liken it to golf, right? Mm-hmm. So if I play golf, I get really good at golf. I like going out to play golf. I don't want to get a robot to hit for me, and shoot, like it could shoot 10 times better than I could, sure, or it could do it more efficiently. I enjoy the act of playing golf. I don't want a robot to do it for me. So I think it's like, if you don't like the art making process, then AI Midjourney might be great for you. But if you do, then you're like, I don't really want to use that. It might be a good idea generation, route, which I think we've all said that's cool. But you just have to, wherever you're at in the production or in the pipeline, like if that's your job, like you more than likely are doing it because you kind of enjoy it. And that's where the way I look at it is, if it's something I enjoy, I want to do it myself. I don't want something to do it for me. So, but I think inevitably it's going to, just the way it's moving, it's going to become a big part of pipelines. Although I'm already seeing like there's all sorts of chatter online about like big game studios banning the use of AI because of legal, like they don't want to get into copyright issues. So I think there's just a lot of legal things that are going to have to be hashed out. And
so just they were adding on to this, Flutterflow implemented AI text to screen. So that he was just wondering if we were thinking that way as well. Right now, not really. Like I said, in the future, it may be something that we explore, different ways to add it to Rive, but right now it's just AI things, not on the Sunometer.
Yeah.
And if this is your first live stream, the Sunometer is how we gauge how close things are to releasing. Well, wow, we made it to the. Oh, I was about to say we made it to the questions, but we didn't. We have more. Is there going to be a hackathon using Flutter and Rive in the future? Good question. We have talked about doing hackathons and participating in hackathons ourselves, but it's one of those things that I think right now, no plans. Maybe in the future. Maybe.
Yeah. I think like with Flutter, there's some stuff coming out that we'll be announcing soon, and I think it'll be easier to build more advanced stuff for Flutter and Rive, and we could make the case for probably bringing out a small like virtual competition or something, hackathon.
Yeah. Can we add a text input where one could describe an animation and the computer could create it from that? I'm sure. There's plenty of AI generated animations and stuff. I don't know how that works because I have a small brain. But anything is possible, I suppose.
Yeah, but for me, it's the same idea of of before. This is the part I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not other. This is the fun part. I want to animate the character. I want to.
I think we also add 3 or 4 fingers more to our characters.
True.
And compete with the.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I lost my.
Oh no!
All right.
Don't worry.
While I fix this.
Don't worry.
I'm just gonna be broken TV man for the rest of the life. This is what AI has done to me.
Yes, it's the revenge.
I'm gonna clarify. I think AI is fine if you're using it in legal good ways, like if that's what you want to do. And like I've used it, and I mean that Robert and I experimented with a couple projects using Midjourney, and like I think it's fine to use. Just there's some legal stuff and some ethical, like I think things that need to be addressed. And yeah, that's where I'll leave it. I don't have any problem with people being excited about it. I think I've seen some cool stuff and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like, so I'm not down dissing AI generated art or anything like that. I just think that there's some fine lines that need to be navigated when you're using it. But yeah, that's where I'll leave it. I like spending hours on a painting, so like you're not gonna get me to. That's what I enjoy.
Are you guys integrating with Godot?
We've had some conversations about it, but I think it would take some time to really build kind of like an extension for that that game engine. It's with Godot, for maybe those not familiar, it's a very open source forward kind of game engine. Everything is kind of open source, extensions, everything that gets included in the game engine is kind of approved by an organized community there. And so there's talks, but it's somewhere very down this line of Sunometer.
Good.
Yeah, so we'll put that in the not so soon, but kind of soon, maybe.
Up to interpretation.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I like that. That's far enough down the line. I feel good. Oh, okay. Now I know why Xandercore wants the text to animation, because he wants a break and wants to train for blogging at the same time. I don't know how you train for blogging and whether that's lots of finger curls and I don't know, working on your what do they call that? The hometown. What's the thing where you like place your fingers in the right spot on the keyboard from
home
typing?
row?
Yeah,
That's
home row.
home row.
Yeah, home row training. Yeah.
Oh, gee. They don't teach. I mean, that's Mavis Bacon teaches typing. They put a cardboard box over your hand so you can't look at your fingers as you're typing. Oh man.
Oh yeah. No, I was
Keyboarding class.
I was horrible at that. Can we use Rive for app icons or launcher icons?
I think with like Flutter, I think I saw a tweet recently where someone replaced their like a Mac dock icon with like a Rive animation. I know we showed that previously using what was going to be our native Rive macOS runtime, which eventually when we do release that, you can. But I think there's ways to do that with Flutter, tapping into however Flutter handles APIs for getting those dock icons. But yeah, I was trying to fish it out of Twitter, and then I somehow used the keyboard shortcut to close my browser. So, oops. Yeah, we'll try and find that.
Any plans on integrating with Webflow?
Ask Jeff. Jeff's here.
Yes.
Jeff has a whole site about Rive and Webflow.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? What is it? Riveflow, right?
Yeah.
But yes, you can use it in ways.
Now, as far as more, they're asking more native support.
Yeah.
That is something that we would certainly like. But as of this moment, right now,
yeah, exactly.
It's not. If you scan the Sunometer, it's not on there. But it could be. Yeah. It's exactly like Jeff is saying. It's really up to Webflow and if they want to integrate it or not.
Rive low.
Yeah. Seems like they seem to get excited about it, and we hear it like there's some Twitter chatter and stuff, and then it goes away. But yeah, Framer. I think Framer is a good example of a really nice way to get your stuff into a web app or something, a website, and then be able to control everything. Like you can access the state machine and inputs and all sorts of things. So as of now, right now, yeah.
Tweet at Webflow, or I think they actually have a place where you can request stuff, sort of like we have our Discord.
No idea.
I'm not positive. I think they have like a hey, please do this.
They have a wish list, I think, is what they called it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Rive community site open source? In a way, yeah. It's what do we use? The Creative Commons license, I believe. Where anything on the Rive community you can use. You can remix anything freely and use it within the app, but if you actually take it to production, you have to be sure to credit the artist that you're using.
Also, the actual site is not open source.
Oh,
but,
there you go. Okay.
It uses the React runtime. If it is. We kind of dog feed our own product using that.
Oh yeah. By the way, Jeff points out something that I've seen a few people try. If you do post a link in the chat, it will get deleted. So if you have any links to post, we've got a great place that you should go and sign up for and hang out and chat with us. Discord, and we should.
I just wanted to share the Riveflow site for Jeff since
yeah,
he's done a lot of work on that.
Yeah.
Let me get the Discord link for anybody who's here for the first time and isn't a part of the Discord. You should go there because, yeah, if you have features that you want or anything like that, we have a features channel. There you go. There's the link to the Discord. Well, cool. What a great Tuesday live stream, everyone.
This was fun. Yeah.
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 There's your Discord link. Yeah, really missed everybody last week.
Yeah, I got us. I think on Wednesday night when you all were watching the renderer talk with Chris, I was out grilling and drinking beer, and I was like, I wish I was there.
So did the 1030 chicken hit different? Was it good?
It was great. Yeah.
Ooh, did you?
They would come with the render updates. Like a lot of that stuff is gonna kind of be determined and push forward with that. So yeah, as of now, it's coming. I can't imagine it not being something we add because it's like I think because it's used so much. Like I think I would go look at a lot of look at Figma and what a lot of people are doing in Figma currently with design. With their designs, and we're probably going to address a lot of those things once the new render is here. So, but yeah, it'll make it a lot easier to do. Like, you don't have to duplicate strokes and offset and all that to do a dashed or dotted line, which is not the most fun thing to do. But hey, there's a good something AI can do for me, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
As y'all were. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to tell Jeff, you can like make like I think I mentioned this in the stream is you can make like a little template file that has like dashed lines, and you can use Command Alt C, and then Command Alt V to paste like styles, which would be a good workaround right now.
I was just gonna say as y'all were talking about AI, I was like, I wonder how ChatGPT would write up some code to like render Rive with JavaScript. And at first was referencing like a very, very old deprecated library. It's like, wait, no, that's the wrong one. And then it's like, my apologies. This is the new one. And I was like, no, that's deprecated too. And it's like, oh, you're right. My apologies. And it finally got to the correct one. And so I'm like, oh, we just have to train it a little bit
That's so
to use the runtimes. But it got pretty almost accurate. Yeah, I was impressed.
That's
So
funny. Yeah, so polite too.
yeah, it is polite.
The template file is a great idea. Can you copy from one file to another?
Yeah, you can, if you have multiple files open, you can copy between those. And we're updating. I think Robert mentioned some updates to copy paste where you can actually copy between like the desktop app and the web app, and then web browser tabs. So yeah, you should be able to copy and paste everything everywhere all at once. Isn't that the name of a movie?
I did not see that movie. Was it good?
No, I've heard it's great, but didn't it win a bunch of awards at the movie award?
Yeah, the Grammys,
event?
right?
I don't know which one it is. Is it Grammys music?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know anymore. Is it MTV Movie Awards? They still do that? Or is it? Oh, it's Music Awards. That's right. MTV Music Awards.
Do they?
I have no idea.
Who knows? This is the part of the stream where everything kind of just goes downhill, and if we're rolling downhill, I just want to bring up something, Pedro. I did catch you saying this last week. I was watching the live stream while I was getting on the flight. You went through the time change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, horrible.
Horrible, yes.
Yeah.
I had jet lag since Sunday
You had jet lag.
because
What?
we changed the hour 2 days ago, and since then I it's like I'm being in GDC and I have not been there, so I have been thinking I should have go to that because it will be the same effect for me. Yes, it's like 2 days that I'm dreaming with a swimming pool of coffee. Most of the day is like yes, and I have sometimes I'm with the editor open and I'm staring at it, but just like when you are the animals have seen the life of a car and they are in the middle of the
deer in the headlights.
The same,
exactly.
the same vibe. It's like it's like the white noise.
Oh, now I need Pedro. You need to do an animation of you like back floating in a big pool of coffee and with a straw like coming out of your mouth. Just
exactly.
It's horrible. So I have been thinking a lot about Robert these 2 days because
it's miserable.
I feel your pain. Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to say I'm starting to come around to the time change, but that's just me lying to myself and trying to make myself feel better about the whole thing.
It's just devastating. I mean, apparently it's just devastating, right?
I hate it. I really do. I really do. I love the summer, but I also hate the summer because it's like, oh, it's so early.
Once you finally adjust to it, then it changes, right? Like you're like,
No, I don't think I ever adjust
never?
to it. No, I'm serious. I don't think I do.
Sorry.
I think Robert and me are like the watching in our cars that it's only right 6 months in the year. The other part of the year is you have to be thinking that the hour is not right,
and it stays like that so that I can remind myself that no, it's really only 5 o'clock right now. It's not actually 6.
It's the same for me.
It's like Henry David Thoreau, like civil disobedience. I don't abide by this time change.
Yeah.
That all used to be a problem. I think it used to be a problem before like iPhones and having like, because it all kind of changes. Auto changes. But before that, it was like, I have no idea what time it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
There's no way to know.
Well, if you thought in the last 2 minutes of the stream you were going to get a lot of awesome Rive content, you were sorely mistaken. I was obviously going to use this time to soapbox against the time change. I did not know that the time change came up because of candlelight. I thought it had something to do with coal and one of the world wars, but I have no idea. I've explained this before. I have a very small brain, and so I don't really. I have
You should ask ChatGPT.
Oh, it's a great idea. You know how when somebody does something awesome, they call it like a 5-head move? I'm consistently making 3-head moves. I don't even make it to 4-head. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for us this week. Everybody who shows up for chat, we always appreciate y'all showing up, hanging out with us, interacting, giving us questions, things like that. You make this a lot more enjoyable. Yeah, so again, we will have a creative session tomorrow. I've said this before. Many people are saying this. It's going to be the best creative stream you've ever seen, so be sure to tune into that whenever it happens. We'll update you on Discord and Twitter. And yeah, we will see y'all tomorrow and next week. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.